You think you know Hungarian. You don't. Until you face the forbidden words, the raw ones. You are still playing child's games. Tonight, we step into the darker corner of the language. Do not be afraid. We are not here to curse for shock value. We are here to dissect, to learn why Hungarians use one single word to cover an empire of meanings. And this is where the paradox begins. Hungarian is a language celebrated for its richness. It has been polished and expanded by world-famous poets and writers who bent it into art, who gave it rhythm, music, and endless nuance. Yet, even in this sea of elegance, one brutal, simple word survives. Because sometimes one word alone can burn through all decoration and say everything. And before we go deeper, let me tell you this. Just as one single word in Hungarian can transform into countless meanings, one single decision in your life can transform everything. My new program is exactly built for that. To break old habits, to erase what holds you back, and to start the projects and challenges that truly matter. If you are burned out, stuck, or simply tired of failing yourself, this program is the weapon you need. And when you join, you will also step into my community, 2 months free. A place where discipline is real and weakness is not tolerated. If you are watching this after its release, the link is waiting. Click it. Remember, language can change your mind, but discipline can change your life. The verb is basni, harsh, vulgar, powerful. A word that will not appear in your textbooks, but one you will hear in the streets, in movies, in music, in daily conversation. It is not polite, but it is real. And if you wish to understand Hungarians, you cannot ignore it. Why is it so important? Because Hungarian words live and die with their prefixes. One root, many lives. Each prefix reshapes the meaning completely. Ignore this, and you will be always lost when people speak fast and raw. And it's way more complicated than just the basic swearing bazd. Let's see a few examples. Bebasni. It means to get drunk. Crude, but common. If someone says tegnap bebasztam, they are not talking about studying. They are talking about collapsing into alcohol. This is everyday slang. Elbasni. To mess something up. To fail. To ruin a chance. It is brutal honesty. And it shows up everywhere. At work, in families, among friends. If you elbas your exam, no one needs to ask how it went. Szétbaszni, to smash, to destroy, to tear something apart until nothing is left. The word is violent, but so is the action it describes. It's a strong way to say something is broken beyond repair. And yes, there is megbaszni, the literal sexual meaning. Not recommended in polite company, but it exists, and you must recognize it. Or you will misunderstand movies, music, and conversations. Átbaszni, to trick, to deceive, to cheat someone. If someone says they átbasztak mi, it means the person was lied to, scammed, fooled. Kibaszni, to throw something or someone out, to fire someone, to kick them away. A cruel word for a cruel action. Hozzábaszni literally means to throw or slam something to someone. The prefix hozzá points the direction, towards him, towards her. The verb carries a violence, a sudden burst of anger or impatience. In everyday speech, it is often used when you describe someone tossing an object at someone without care or respect. It shows how Hungarian folds aggression, direction, and action into one brutal little package. For example, mérges volt, és hozzábaszta a könyvet a tanárhoz. Ne idegesíts, mert mindjárt hozzád baszom a telefont. Rábaszni means that someone ended up in a bad situation or got unlucky. This word often appears in everyday context, when someone makes a mistake or simply has no luck. Its tone carries a sense of bitterness or frustration. It's a strong but very common word to express failure and misfortune. Odabaszni. The word literally means to slam something down, to hit it hard. But in the slang, it also flips into the opposite, to say that something was amazing, powerful, unforgettable. Odabaszott a koncert. That means it was amazing. Lebaszni, to scold someone, to give them a harsh telling off. It's direct, intense, and often used when authority figures express anger. A főnököm jól lebaszott, mert késtem. Visszabaszni, to throw something back, either physically or with an attitude of defiance. The word carries a sense of rejection, impatience, or anger. For example, visszabaszta a könyvet az asztalra. Now, step back. Look what just happened. One word, countless meanings. Each prefix bends the root into a new direction. This is the power of Hungarian. This is why you cannot learn the language by thinking one word equals one meaning. Hungarian words are alive. They shift, they expand, they transform. And nowhere is this more brutal than with this verb. Let's add some examples so you can see how native speakers actually use this verb. Nebos. In literal English, it sounds absurd, but in Hungarian, it expresses shock or disbelief. Ilyet még nem basztam. Again, the literal translation is nonsense, but the meaning is clear. I have never experienced anything like this before. Rá se baszik. The meaning is, he doesn't care, he doesn't pay attention. Now, let's talk about another form of this word. Basztat. This one is weaker, less offensive, and actually very common in everyday conversations. It doesn't mean having sex, and it doesn't mean destroying something. Instead, it means bothering someone over and over again in a way that's annoying. Think of it like this. It's not a one-time action, but something continuous, repeated. For example, állandóan basztat a főnököm. Or, ne basztass már. Or, mindig basztat a húgom. So while the other form can sound stronger or harsher, basztat is lighter, more of an everyday way to say annoy or pester. Next one, baszott megcsinálni ezt vagy azt. That means he didn't want to deal with it. For example, baszott feltakarítani, baszott eljönni, baszott válaszolni. Do you see the pattern? The literal English translation is useless, but in Hungarian, these phrases are alive, sharp, and brutally expressive. So, what have we seen? One brutal verb can stretch into a whole universe of meanings. Add a prefix, and suddenly, it's not sex anymore, but drinking, failing, tricking, smashing, or scolding. The logic is simple. The root carries raw force, and the prefix directs it toward success, destruction, anger, or surprise. This is why Hungarians can express so much with so little, why one word becomes a Swiss Army knife of emotions. If you only translate literally, you will get lost. But if you see the system, the chaos turns into order. That's the secret. Hungarian slang, it's not random. It's precise, creative, and alive. If these prefixes still confuse you, then stop here. Do not go further. You must first master the system. Watch my full video about Hungarian prefixes, or remain blind. Also, you may find that these expressions amusing, but they are not toys. If you repeat them carelessly, you will sound vulgar, ignorant, and cheap. Hungarians use them with precision, with intent, often only among close friends, or in moments of strong emotion. If you try to sprinkle them everywhere, you will not look fluent. You will look pathetic. Learn the words. Understand the culture. Language without discipline is noise, and you are here to rise above noise. Use these words carelessly, and you will burn bridges. Use them knowingly, and you will understand the real Hungarian tongue, the way people laugh, complain, and live. Textbooks lie to you, streets do not. You think your language is rich? It is not. In English, you play with to screw and to fuck, but those are blunt tools, weak, predictable, almost childish. Spanish and Italian throw curses like stones, loud but random, without precision. Hungarian does what your languages cannot. We take one root, one brutal verb, to serve every human experience. Rage, failure, triumph, deception, ecstasy. This is power. This is precision. And if you cannot see the difference, you are still a tourist in language, looking but never entering. Most learners remain tourists forever, staring from the outside. But if you are still here, it means you want the truth. Good. Then do the work. Write in the comments which of these forms shocked you the most. Do not hide behind politeness. Engage. That is your homework. To understand the culture, you must understand even the words that shock you. And if you're serious about mastery, then click the link below. My Compass to Growth program will not just give you grammar. It will give you a system for life. My rules, your freedom. Learn the rules, even the dark ones. Or remain what you are now, ignorant, confused, and endlessly surprised at your own failure. The choice is yours. Rise or rot.